What is up, everybody? What is going on? My name is Tank. This is the IBC Gang channel. Here we talk about everything that's happening in the markets as well as what's happening within the crypto markets. Guys, we talk about everything here. For today's video, guys, I want to just jump on into the charts and kind of just chill out. Nothing nothing in particular. I just want to take a moment and kind of chill out with you guys and kind of like really catch up on what's happening in the charts. Um, and like what we're seeing within the charts as well, because I think it's been a while since I've actually just kind of touched base with all of you guys. Before I do, I gotta give a humongous channel sponsor shout out to the one and only Kajiro.network. If you guys don't know about Kajiro.network, you guys will now, because Kajiro.network sponsors this channel and we absolutely love them. They're the blockchain for real yield, the decentralized ecosystem for protocols, builders, and Web3 users seeking sustainable fintech. Guys, if you guys haven't checked out Kajiro.network, you need to. I'll drop it in the chat right now for you guys. I'll drop it in chat right now. What's up, Brahma? Still one of the best intro songs. I love it. I can't get away from it, dude. I appreciate that. Dude. I can't get away from it. I've thought about changing it like several times, and I'm like, I'm not gonna lie, I really, really like that intro. So I'm gonna stick with it. I was sitting over here and I didn't realize that I guess my thumbnail is it's like defaulted to some old one that I had. And so I need to actually change that, but I don't know what I want to change. You know what? I don't want to change it to. What I want to change it to. I don't know what I want to change it to. I'll change it later. I guess I'll just change it later. It's whatever. It's whatever. Let's go ahead and jump on into the markets real quick, guys. Let's go ahead and jump on into the markets. But first and foremost, so let's actually check out the US debt clock, because there's no better way to start off a stream than to depress everybody. If you guys have never taken a look at this, I suggest every once in a while, like coming back down to terms with everything on how real it really is, and take a glance at this. This is real time. You can find it on the usdebtclock.org. This number right here is just it's horrific. It's absolutely horrific. It never goes down. It never stops ticking up. It just consistently goes up and up and up and up and up. And you can kind of see it for, whatever accuracy it's worth, because who knows, right? You can see, excuse me, a little bit of wobbling there. You can see the debt per citizen, guys, per citizen in the United States. Every citizen, regardless if you got us here or not, is basically in debt $100,389, give or take, right? Debt per taxpayer is $259,103. Again, does it matter? This is every citizen too, taxpayers, kids, the like. Like this got everybody. This is insane. The only chart you never want to probably go up, yeah, right, exactly, is this damn chart. This damn thing it gives me somewhat of a panic attack, but it always brings me back down to earth when I'm like, why are you doing what you're doing, Tank? Why are you investing so hard into like not only crypto, but like stocks, like why are you diversifying? Why are you buying real estate? Why are you buying precious metals? Why are you buying crypto for that matter? Like, just take a look at this as a U.S. citizen, and really, you don't even have to be just a U.S. citizen. Anybody in the world, because the U.S. dollar is the reserve currency of the world so far, and it's like as it is, it still is. Like it, no matter where you are, it affects you, and it's insane. It's an absolute insane. So, I don't mean to start off the chat this way, but I think it's I think it's something sobering to always like, like, hey, let's kick ourselves right in the crotch before we get things going, so that we know where everything's at. Oh man, nothing more sobering than that. Guys, you know what's really crazy? Do you guys see this? It's like up where the national, I don't know if you guys can't see my cursor or my mouse, but right here where it says US national debt, if you go down just a smidget, you can see in 1960 it was 52.19%. In 1980, it was 34.71. In 2000, it was 55.51. And now the U.S. federal debt to GDP ratio is 124.45%. That is like, holy crap. Like, what's up, Joe? What's up, man? Like that's just when your government or your officials or wherever you are try to just like convince you, or even like I get it, the old people that manage. I got old people. I got real old people that manage a lot of our portfolios and stuff like that. But when they talk to me about stuff, I'm like, have you looked at this thing? Yeah, like especially when I tell them about crypto, they're like, well, you got to do this, and then they're like super old and shaking when they talk to me. I'm like, have you looked at any of these numbers? Like, really? You really think that this is going to keep going? Like, this is just forever going to be like, and it's so funny because they're so hypocritical. I pay these guys. I pay these guys a lot of money, and they're great for what they do. But it's just like in my back of my mind when I'm sitting there drinking my coffee, and my wife is sitting right here, like we're talking to them about our portfolio, our whole family standings and stuff like that. Like, it's like they're delusional, right? It's like you're just looking at them like, are you fucking nuts? I'm sorry for swearing. I'm never gonna get monetized. I'm never gonna go anywhere in YouTube and all this other stuff because I swear a lot. I just whatever, right? Like, I just can't help but think like I'm paying insane people that believe nonsense, who are super, super smart, but believe not. I guess, well, damn it. You know what? I just had a realization. I'm still doing the same thing in crypto. Like the people that are just nonsense, that seem insane, like should be super, super smart, but are like absolutely insane because they keep doing the same things that's led us to where we are. Like it's the same thing in crypto. Oh God, what am I doing here? It's so over. I know Rob was like, it's so over. Joe says the national debt is less than what crypto LSD market cap will be in the people. I don't know if that's like a nervous laugh or just like it's a. Yeah, I think it's more of a nervous. It's so bad. It's so bad. Anyway, this like it's super interesting, guys. I'm telling you, go back and like just look every once in a while. Just go check it out. Actually, let's go take a look at Tennessee. Go look at Tennessee. Uh, Look at all these ads popping up. Look at all these ads. Look, you can tell what I do. You can tell what I do by my ads all the time. Can you guys see this? Like, it's just precious metals. Like, literally, you guys can see this. This is what I do. You can tell what I'm doing because of my ads. I buy precious metals. That's why the ads keep popping up, because I buy precious metals all the time. Let's see. The population, 797, 434. The debt. You know what's okay? Here we go. Per Tennessee, it's 65.4. I'm just curious. I'm not poking fun at like other states and stuff like that, but I'm super curious. Let's go take a look at like what is stuff like California or New York. Like that's like the obvious. It's gonna be horrible. Watch this. It's gonna be horrible. What's the debt? Oh, debt to GDP ratio is 15.56 in New York. Oh, I'm sorry, in California. Wait, what was it? 15.56. Hold on. I've never done this. Actually, this is it. Tennessee better not be worse. 13.79. What's New York? What's New York? Oh, come on. What's New York? 20.25. Jesus. Holy crud. Joe, I need you to talk to people. I need to go talk to some people, man. Anyway, guys. Anyway, I think that's really fun. I like just like staring at stuff because I'm a sucker for like abuse, and I'm like, oh, just hurt me more, daddy. Let me take a look at this clock that just forever ticks up to the right, or I don't know, up. I don't know which way it's going, but up for sure. Guys, let's take a look at the overall markets. Let's start with the TradeFi. Let's start with the Dow Jones, like we always do. Let's go ahead and take a look. The Dow Jones on the daily time frame up 1.43% on the day. Guys, what I tell you, right? What I tell everybody, like, oh, tank, blah, blah, blah. What I tell you, right? Look like cup and handle pattern. Actually, let me go here. Daily time frame. Oops. Reset the chart. Zoom back just a bit. Wonky, super wonky. I will admit this is so much of a reach for the Dow Jones daily time frame to say it's like a cup and handle. I'm a firm believer though, like things don't necessarily have to be exact. They can just come close to being a pattern, and it would be significant enough. It would be relevant enough for it to actually pull through and do whatever it wants to do based on that somewhat of a pattern, right? Like I hate when people get so caught up in it has to be exactly this way to fit their XYB or butterfly pattern or like, you know, their high lows or triangles, whatever's and whatever the heck they're saying. Like it can literally just be it, and that's enough for the chart. The markets and the charts don't care about what like rhyme or reason you're trying to give yourself. They're just gonna do what it's gonna do what it does. Joe says boomers have convinced gullible millennials that debt never has to get paid back. It's okay. Oh, what is it saying? The rooster's coming back. The rooster's coming back to crow or nest or however the saying goes. It's coming back, man. That like there is no putting this off forever. It's coming, and I'm gonna be ready for it. Anyway, as I've shown you guys before, I really do. I'd actually want this. People are gonna be, I said this yesterday. I would much rather this come back down and have a little bit more volatility and play out the handle a bit better so it forms better. But again, I'm not going to be picky with what's happening. Like it could literally cut it short. The handle could play out, come back up here. It's not going to be like that. And this could just be on its way, right? Long term, that should be bullish if you put any weight into these handles or the cup and handle patterns. But, you know, like while we're up in profitable positions, the only thing I can for sure, without a shadow of a doubt, always tell you, take profits. If you're in a profitable position, if you don't take profits, you're an a-hole. That's all I have to say. Like if you're in the Dow Jones, if you you don't have to be just index, right? If you're anywhere in the Dow, let's just say not even from the wick lows, but from where we basically called it to where you are right now, let me be very honest with you. You're up 20%. You're up 20%. And so if you don't take profits on a 20% move on the indexes, on the TradeFi charts, you're an a-hole. Just going to say it. You don't know. It's my humble opinion. You don't know how to proper risk management. You are the people that get wrecked because you hold way too long without ever realizing profits. Now, again, to each their own. Some people know better. If you have a long enough time horizon, none of what I just said matters, right? If I go to the monthly here and I show you guys the monthly chart for the Dow Jones, none of that nonsense that I just said really matters. So there are some caveats to that, right? Like let's just be real about it. It is what it is, right? Like if I showed you this chart, if you're investing to give it to your grandsons, or whatever, you know, if you're like trying to be that great grandfather in your family lineage, like I wish mine were, like, does it matter? It's nothing but an up and to the right because this is all make pretend, and assets will probably outperform your fiat currencies 9.9% of the time if you have a long enough time horizon, right? The good ones. You gotta find good ones and stuff like that. Can't just bet on any kind of like gimmicky option or stock that's out there. But like indexes, right? Let's just talk about the overall index. This is the monthly time frame for the Dow Jones, and it's nothing but up and to the right. Like for goodness sakes, if I had a great grandfather that was not an a-hole and was investing back in 1896, and he would have just held and like made something smart in his will or something like that, where every generation gets whatever, don't get the full kit and caboodle. Like, look at the number that it's up. Look at the number that it's up. I can't even read this. What is this? 163,623%. Now that's a return. Now that's a return if I've ever, and that's just percent wise, let alone you're talking about the price of whatever you're in, right? Blah, 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 blah. Like, that's insane. So again, just some food for thought. I don't know it all, but I will say if you don't know how to take profits on a 20% move on the indexes to secure your initial investment, you're an a-hole. That's just my humble opinion, right? That's just, I want to get my initial out, so I'm emotionless, risk-free. I don't care. It can go up, it can go back down. I can reinvest. I can be emotionless. I don't care. I don't want to be shook from the branch. Like I you know, whatever. And then so I can, so to be very honest, when I do that kind of stuff, I can hold on and be that great grandfather if my sons are fruitful and producing, you know, offspring to their names or whatever. I don't want to put that pressure on them, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. I'm ranting. This is my show. I can do whatever the frick I want to do. I'm going to go into the NASDAQ. Again, we're on the monthly. Same thing, though. Same thing with everything I just said. Same freaking thing. You have a long enough time horizon. This is nothing but up and to the right. This is nothing but up and to the right with the long enough time. Even through these depressions, real estate collapses, pandemics, whatever you want to call them, right? Scares, wars, conflicts, whatever. Always up and to the right. Your assets, granted, you pick good ones, are probably 9.9% of the time going to outpace your fiat holdings. So you can put your shit in a savings account and it might slow the leak just a bit, right? Whatever. Or you can put it in some other traditional stuff. Yeah, it's going to slow the leak, whatever. But you got, like, that's why I'm an investor, man. I got land, I got precious metals, I got stocks, I got bonds, I got money markets, and I got crypto. I'm trying to get more. If new stuff comes out, give it to me because I want to be diversified. And I think assets, commodities, and things of that nature are just the way to go when you're trying to really change your trajectory in your family's financial future, period. You can work your ass off all you want and get paid a great salary. You could be a smart mofo and do all these things. You can stash money away underneath your mattress or in a bank or in your 401k or whatever you got, right? But investing, in my humble opinion, from what I know and from what I've experienced and from where I am, is a far more better option than all that dumb shit. I'm just being real. Markets turn around a bit. All purchases made with trading profits from oil stock sales. There you go. I bought DGRO today, Dividend Growth ETF, in my IRA and some small cap index funds. You gotta, yeah, like, that's good, but diversity. Keep diversity. I love it, Joe, because I know you're in crypto already. I know we've talked about that kind of stuff. You've already got all that stuff. No, I've not. Hold on one second, though. Retro says, markets turned around a bit. I'm sorry, bought a bit. Then it started turning around again. That's okay. But small DCA, right? First feeler buys, nothings. If you have to like back it up with double that amount, great. You know the 4x4 DCA strategy, just a dynamic DCA strategy. But that's what we do, right? We never sweat it. If we're DCAing, if we're buying a little bit, it's because if it goes down more, I can buy double that. If it goes down more than that, I can buy double than that. I can always ladder down my position just like a ladder out my profits, right? Excuse me. Let me move on though. Let me go back to the daily right here for the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's, like, honestly, guys, this is just an even better cup and handle pattern right here. Let me take my ugly mug out of the way. Even better cup and handle pattern playing out right here. I'd much rather it actually be a lengthier, longer handle, to be very honest with you, because this is a pretty lengthy cup. And it's a very deep cup. And we're not even like, if you're a Stifler, like I said, I'm not, but like you typically would want the depth of this handle to be a bit more typically, but like, whatever. Anyway, we are up and we're going to be catching some resistance here for the NASDAQ. It's up 2.13% on the day, doing phenomenally well. We absolutely murdered the NASDAQ with our 200 SMA strategy using our 4x4 DCA strategy in conjunction with each other or in combination with each other. Let me just show you guys again. Here was the old zone that I was showing everybody, 26.27%. Total average move down once the 200 SMA is broken over the past 10 breaks or 20 years. That was what it was sharing with me, that a flooring position should be had right around that range of 11,162. Not my opinion. Again, that is the opinion of 20 years of price data. So it was telling me that if the 200 SMA, if we cut below that for more than 15 to 20 days, on average, the flooring position should take place right around here. Lo and behold, guess what it did? It held up right around there. Not exactly, because nobody knows, momentum can take you and all this stuff. But again, like I said, just an average of where the flooring position. If you're jumping out of the parachute or jumping out of the plane with the parachute, you got your money, right? Your money is your parachute, and you're looking for a spot in the field to land. All you need to have is a clearing. You don't know exactly where you're going to land in that field, but as long as you're not landing in trees where you're going to get cut up and fucked up, you can land in some like really good area, some open field. That's what I'm saying, right? I don't know where it's going to be, but I'm going to land somewhere in that field. And guess what? I landed in that field 3 times. 3 times. And boom, to the 200 SMA, obviously, right? The first, or should I say, second run up to the 200 SMA from that zone is going to be probably resistance. So we got out as we were peeking our heads at it, 23.66% up from that move. I'm just showing you guys, not to 90 boo boo, but to 90 boo boo, to be very honest with you. And from that average, again, I actually laddered into this. So I did catch somewhat of the bottom of this, but from this average move, let's just say from this average move here to the 200 SMA again, that's 9.17%. And then here, boom, where we laddered in yet again, and to where we are right now, guys, that's 41.15%. I'm out. Dunzo. Free and clear. Have my profits. Have my first initial investment in there. Have my free and clear assets now just sitting there making me money so that I can forget it for my grandfather, my kids, right? I want to be that great, great, great grandfather. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Now, let me show you guys something else here. If this doesn't keep going, if everything does collapse, something crazy does happen, the new zone for me to deploy real capital again is going to be down here now, because we have to take all the new measurements into account, right? We're back above the 200 SMA. We came down here, tested it yet again, bounced off it, held up as support. But if this time is different, I want to know again, where's that landing zone? Where's that opening in the field? Guys, it's all the way down here at 9,258. That's not my opinion. That's the opinion of the charts. That's 20 something years of price data telling me where to eyeball to land. Start deploying capital slowly. There, right there, starting there, not before, right there. Like, I might do it. There's some, it could catch here. We could catch some support there. It could catch some support here. These big bold lines. Sure. I might just, salt it a little bit. I might put a little bit feeler buys there, but my real capital is going to get deployed here. And I'm going to be real patient. If it doesn't happen, so be it. I'm still a winner because I got my triple plus play happening right now. But if it gives me that opportunity, that's what I'm waiting for, right? The handle is cut short by Fed pivot. Yeah, it's a little weird. It's a little weird. And there's some fundamentals happening. Like, I'm not too much. I don't, with all this being said, and this really works well for TradeFi, I don't really consider myself somebody who emphasizes too much on TA, because I have a firm believing that TA is just a delayed response to what's happening out there fundamentally. So I believe that myself am more of a fundamentalist than I am a technical analysis. But I share this stuff, right? Like, I still, because it's relevant. It's still relevant. But I do think that technical analysis is just a delayed response of what's happening out there fundamentally in the world. And so if kind of just a brief snapshot of like what's happening out there in the world fundamentally, as far as economics go, you could probably get ahead of that just a little bit and understand why things, again, this is why I have such a big, strong opinion about why things don't have to be exactly to a T when it comes to TA. Like, it doesn't have to fit this whatever pattern that people are saying. It could just be very close to it and still have enough relevance to play out. But yeah, Joe, I hope, by the way, I hope you and yours are doing well as well. Man, guys, I'm going to be very honest with you. It was rough, man. I had a rough night last night, barely any sleep. My two kids, my sons got promoted in jiu-jitsu. They got a new belt. And like, they don't usually do this, but since they're brothers, they're like, you guys are going to fight each other in front of the whole class, in front of everybody there, right? You guys are going to go after it. And sure enough, because they're brothers, they literally locked grips, and then they went for the same takedown, a single leg takedown, and both of them put their heads down and like they bashed their heads so hard. I even, not just because I'm their father, but I was like, holy shit. Like, they hit it so hard. My one son, my youngest son, Sam, nothing's wrong. He's got a big, thick head, nothing wrong. My oldest son, though, took it so hard. I mean, he was crying, all this other stuff. Like, right, he finished the match, but like was in tears and stuff like that, sucked it up, then left. We came home, and like, he was good. It was a little shooken up. It hurt and stuff like that. But I thought it was good. We checked him for concussion, all that stuff. Seemed all right. I was laughing, all this stuff. But then we went to sleep around like 9:30, 10 o'clock. And bro, it was like every 30 to 45 minutes, just like vomit. And I was like, oh my God. My wife had to go to work. She's a doctor. So I was like, I'll sleep with him. We were just waking up every 30, 45 minutes. Like, it was just like, couldn't hold. And I was like, man, I'm super concerned right now. He didn't have any pressure in his head, all this other stuff, but he's like, uncontrollably throwing up all the time. And I was like, that's a key sign of a concussion, like a pretty bad concussion. I was like, oh shit. So we took him, which by the way, I get into this. We tried to take him other places, went into the ER with my son, got a CT scan for his head. Thankfully, everything looked good there, but he did get diagnosed with a concussion. And so like he's pretty much laid out right now. So poor guy, man. Yeah, it was eventful. Yeah, it was eventful. Newt Ambito, what's up, man? Also says, man, wishing speedy. I appreciate that, guys. Everybody that sent that well wishes and stuff like that. I mean, I don't really show it all too much, but you know, when it's your kids, I was like literally, and I usually try to tough love, but I was pretty concerned with how much he was throwing up. I was like, God damn. Damn. Joe says, I got knocked out in football a few times. Worst feeling is coming out of a daze and having everyone ask you, are you okay? Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, my son was like, same thing. He was just like, no, I'm fucking not. But he didn't have a lump. He said he didn't have any pressure in his head. He didn't have a headache. He seemed to be like responsive. His eyes were tracking, all this other stuff. He just couldn't stop throwing up. And I was like, bro, I'm getting kind of concerned. Anyway, yeah, I appreciate all your guys' well wishes though. Like that really meant a lot to me. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes, you know, I don't even know why I do that sometimes too. I'm sorry. I'll stop ranting about this, but like, you know, like I'm not that guy that like likes to put out family stuff out there. It's usually, but when I don't know, when you feel just helpless, you're like, oh, just well wishes, damn it. I don't know if anybody believes in that stuff, but like karma, I believe in all that stuff. You get what you put out there, and I really do appreciate all you guys' well wishes. Seems like a lot of people are getting sick though lately. Sucks. Anyway, let me move on from that, guys. Joe says, one time I got my clock cleaned, returning a kickoff, bit my mouthpiece on 2 pieces, and my coach put me back in the game. Times have changed. Yeah, dude, I got same stories. I'm pretty sure my football coach in Pop Warner in high school would probably have been arrested. Granted, if the same standards still applied, you know what? Like, dude, I'm pretty sure it was abuse. Yeah. And that's why I was concerned. I was like, man, I remember that. I remember doing meat grinders and these damn Samoans just knocking the shit out of you. You ain't never took a hit until a Samoan or Hawaiian just runs you over. They're fucking 12-year-olds are like grown men and then some. Anyway, I'm sorry. This is never gonna get monetized. Sorry, YouTube. I promise I won't monetize this one. It's all about winning. It is. Dude, that's scholarships for these guys. Yeah, right now, guys, the NASDAQ looking really, really strong. RSI is pointing straight up again. We're on the daily time using Market Cipher. We pop back into the positive money flow. It looks like we're going to be trending upwards, like, you know, with some volatility. I do think as we come up to this range right up here, 15,987, basically $16,000, like that's going to be really, really volatile times, obviously. So be careful with that. The Russell had a little bit of a breather, up 5.49. Now, I have this saying that the Russell is my leading indicator in the traditional markets. I stopped saying that all too much because it was just getting battered. It's just getting battered. But I will say this. Take a look at the Russell on the daily time frame. We're coming back up to the 200 SMA on the daily time frame right now. That's going to be a level of resistance. It's going to be a level of resistance probably going forward. We do show on the daily time frame this reversal sign, which is a triangle pattern. So I don't know if it's telling us that it's going to reverse this or this upturn that it's having right now, but it is currently up 5.49. But it's also, keep in mind, been getting beat up quite bad. So it doesn't take much to pump it. Like it's like in crypto, right? Like when we see things and then people start celebrating, like, oh, my Tory is up like 19%. Well, it's like a market cap of like nothing. So of course, like $500 pumped it up. So keep in mind, the Russell is made up of like smaller options. It's like the mom and pop options that are in the Russell 2000 ETF. But that's not to say like once we do see this, if it does pop back into the positive money flow here, going back into that chartreuse, like that would be a lot bullish for not just the Russell, but for the rest of the indexes as well, in my humble opinion. Their 12-year-olds are still breastfeeding over that. This is so true, dude. It's so true. Misread clock cleared. Bad fast like, what do you say? What do you say? SPX, guys, are the S&P 500. Again, a very beautiful cup and handle pattern playing out right now. I will say same thing. We really nailed it with the 200 SMA strategy here in the past. Like we didn't get it as well as the Nasdaq, but we definitely started laddering in because you guys know, like I said, if you guys ever watched my 4x4 DCA strategy, you guys know it's a little bit before, a little bit right at, a little bit underneath it, a little bit underneath that, right? Always DCAing, reinforcing your positions with more positions. So we wicked into this with our first zone of our DCA strategy right here and absolutely murdered it again. Absolutely murdered it. But now, again, the new zone is going to be right around here. 3017 is what 20 years of price data is telling me if things turn around and we go to hell in a handbasket. Now, before that, there is some possible places of support that it might catch. Again, these broader zones, these broader white lines are where I probably will, like just basically previous resistance and or support is where I'm going to play as well, because that usually is going to hold up as current or ongoing support or resistance. So I'm going to play that, right? And just see what happens. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of salting, a little bit of flickering that magic onto the table. You know, that is my capital. But yeah, as we come up, guys, if things actually play out with this cup and handle pattern, and we actually just go on here, like Joe was saying, the handle gets kind of cut short because of what the Fed is doing. And we actually do come up and retest these zones of interest, which should be resistance going forward. We'll see, right? It's going to be right around 45, 46, and then the high average of 47.11. Guys, expect those to be somewhat of resistance. A sobering thing to keep in mind is where we are right now for the S&P 500 to all-time highs is roughly 7.69%. That's insane to think about. Think about that with the Nasdaq as well. Like we're not far from all-time highs. If you weren't taking positions before, that's 5.27 from all-time highs. That's insane, right? That's absolutely insane. Dow Jones is a little bit further away, but for these indexes, okay, you tell me that we're not back. I'm sorry, that's 6.27 from all-time highs. I don't care what you're saying. So long as you've been taking profits, you can call it a crab market. You can call this a mini bull in a bear, whatever. This is an awesome bull market if you know how to play right. If you know how to be a consistent profit taker and practice proper risk management. I've had the time of my life in all of TradeFi over months. And I swear you guys don't know. So watch me and Joe. Just say, and Nick, what's up, Nick? Yeah, guys. And there's so much smart people in the chat. I appreciate you guys being here. Tank gets the best crowd. I miss attending these shows. I appreciate it, Joe. Yeah, I've had a box on. Yeah, dude. You guys know. The next bear market I have when I stay trade on the dips. Yeah, I mean, it's just dip and rips. Like you just gotta practice proper risk. That's all it is. That's really all it is. Risk to me, I was saying this on. I think I was saying this to not to point him out or dog him or anything like that. But I think people don't understand that the benefit to the market is risk for an investor, right? Because what is risk? It's an opportunity in itself. If there wasn't risk to any of this, there'd be no opportunity for potential profits, right? If it's not risky, it's probably not worth it, right? So I think people need to understand, we were talking about this, and we'll get into that with crypto, hopefully later if I have time. But you got to understand that, we were talking about Astrovault, and we were talking about smart contracts, and we were talking about all this, blah, 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 blah. I was like, you got to understand, and you have to appreciate if you can learn to practice proper risk management in whether your own portfolio or you're managing something bigger, right? That you want to be exposed to risk. It's baffling to me how much, and don't get me wrong too, when we're talking about crypto and stuff like that, I get smart contract and technology. No, you want it to be buttoned up really good. I get you want it to be buttoned up really good, right? But you also have to understand that risk is a benefit. It's not a setback. It's not something that you should be frowning upon. I want to be exposed to risk because that gives me the opportunity for upside potential that's far more beneficial for myself financially than a place that I'm going to be getting into with minimal risk. Look at it, right? Go to anything in TradeFi where they're like, oh, you have minimal risk. What's the interest that you're going to get back? What's the APR? Not worth it, probably. Right? I'd rather go take some risks. I'd rather go not be a degen, but I'd rather go be a little bit of a gambler on it. So anyway, let's just move on from the SPX. Let's move on from the TradeFi indexes right now, and let's get into some more fun things. That is the DXY. The DXY. Now, guys, this is a super interesting thing. With what's been happening, I'll say this right now. I thought that we would probably stay underneath 104.63. Granted, we're at that right now. But this yellow line, 104.63, is something that I've been showing for a long, long time on my channel. I thought that we'd come down here and have some volatility and just go sideways between the zone like we were doing for a long set amount of time. Now, I do accept, and I'm totally aware and sober to the fact that we could thread through up and or down with this price action, and it's still relevant, like, right? The zones, that's why I don't take things off my charts. That's why my charts are kind of boring, admittingly, like, because I don't get shook. I leave them up there and I let it play out, right? As you're seeing it right now, we're coming back down to that highlighted interest zone in yellow, which is 104.63. Yes, right now, the DXY is 104.08, so technically we're underneath that zone right now. You can see that being represented here, the yellow, and where we're at right there. Again, I like to look at things on a higher time frame, so the daily is kind of like where I stay. But I do think, guys, like I was showing you guys before with the US debt clock and all this other thing, it's inevitable that the dollar does fall in purchasing power or strength, right? Here's something sobering to take a look at as well. If you guys watch my channel and you guys just get sick and tired of me ranting, let me rant to you now. So maybe you do catch this little bit of information now. I'm a sucker for just like going back and taking a look on averages in math and like statistically what the probabilities are, things playing out in the charts, because that's all we can do. I'm not a gypsy like fortune teller. I don't know it all. I'm not a vagabond, a rogue, or ninja out there that's making the shots. Like, all I can do is swim with the whales and go with what I know on average, right? And take educated guesses based on what's happening out there fundamentally, right? And like, so let me just kind of show you guys. Usually with the DXY, you can see that we have 5-year upturns and multi-year downturns. You can measure these out if you guys want to, right? You can measure them out if you want, but I've kind of done it for you. But you have 5-year upturns and multiple years downturns. And I'm going to say multiple years, it's about 6 to 8. That's like what we've gone through in the past, right? 1985, 1995, that's about 10. And then we start seeing things turn around. But still, you guys get what I'm saying here. 5-year upturn, again, 1995, 2001, 5-6 years. I'm just averaging. And then you get a multi-year downturn. What we've had happen recently since 2008 is the first time we've actually been in. And again, you know, it's 2 out of 3. It's like we're on the third now. But that's when you start. Same thing with like interest points or like trend lines. You get 1-2 touches, you project out. It's good enough, right? That's how you get averages. Can't really say you have an average just if you're just going 1 for 2 or like, you know, that's not an average. You got to have 3 or more. But right now we're sitting on 3. Right now, for the first time ever, we're in a multi-year upturn since 2008. We're in a multi-year upturn past a decade. Now, if things don't necessarily repeat themselves but come close to rhyming, that should mean that we're going to be having a multiple year downturn for the DXY. If the DXY takes a downturn, where do you want to be with your dollar? You want to be an investor, right? You want to be putting those dollars that are losing purchasing power, losing value over a long period of time, possibly a multi-year time frame. You want to be actually getting it into a position where it might be actually more beneficial to you than holding on to it, right? So again, when you're in these downturns, that's when you want to be eyeballing investment opportunities, in my humble opinion, not financial advice. And when you're in these upturns, that's when you want to be like, you know, you guys get the gist, you guys know the deal. You should be taking profits, and you know, while other people are fearful, you should be greedy, and when other people are greedy, you should be fearful. Excuse me. But yeah, so like we're hitting this, and you know, again, I will say there is a possibility. There is a possibility that this trend stays for the next 2 years, and we go back up and retest the highs right here. Right, there is a channel that we're in that could still stay intact if the U.S. does what it does best, and that is manipulate other economic situations, other economies out there by getting into conflicts. And guess what we've been doing, guys? We've been getting into conflicts, right? So again, that could like inevitably lengthen the channel that we're in. God knows we're good at that, right? Like, why do you think the U.S. does that? Why do you think the U.S. does that, guys? because we have fantasy money that we can print at any given time. We need the people to stick with us. What's the best way to do that? Get involved, right? When we don't need to get involved. Why does every place freaking hate us? It's because we stick our nose where it doesn't belong. Guess what we're doing right now? Sticking our nose, whether you like it or not, where it don't belong. Using money that we don't have, that we should be putting in our infrastructure, in our homeless, in our mental health, in our everything. But yet we're, think of why, right? Anyway, yeah, because we're spreading democracy. That's right. In the name of civilization, that's what we're doing. That's not what we're really doing. Again, hey, YouTube, hey, calm down. All right, don't flag me, don't shadow ban me. This is just me being real. All right, y'all know it. Kick dirt, suck rocks. Not there. I just done did it now. YouTube's gonna get me now. But yeah, guys, like, so I think that's the possibility. If it does play out, we go back up and we go higher. That's the reason why. But I will say right now, I do think it's inevitable because I'm a man of probabilities, statistics, averages, math, right? I think we're going to be in a multi-year downturn and it's going to look wonky. It's going to look really, really wonky. We might do weird stuff like this, like we've done in the past. But I do think that there's a high probability that we could go all the way down to 59.43. Don't believe me? Come back in 10 years and tell old Tanky I was crazy. Okay? You can call me Tanky by then because we'll be on that level. We'll be on a relationship like that. That's all good. I really do think that inevitably the dollar could go all the way down to 59.43. Because you know why? Unless we go to a standard of sort. Unless we go to a basket standard of sort like Bitcoin, gold, and other things and stuff like that, right? But like, if not, and if things don't necessarily repeat themselves but rhyme, I think we're going to be in a multiple year downturn like we've done it in the past. That's just me. So something to think about, right? Something to think about. Let's move on. Bitcoin down 2.71%. Let's go from the monthly to the daily. Let's get a better look at things right here. I will say, all doom and gloom, only if you haven't taken profits, right? Like, I hate to beat a dead horse. PETA, don't come after me. It's just a saying. But let's be real. You had many opportunities to take a lot of profits from the stuff that I've been showing and sharing. Not financial advice, just me sharing what I've been sharing for a long time. I haven't moved any of these charts. So if you don't believe me, go back and look at any of my videos over the past year and a half. Go ahead and just look at it. It's in the pudding. I haven't moved it. It's the same message. I'm going to be that guy because it took me a long time to get to be that guy. So I'm going to be that guy, okay? And I don't feel bad about it at all. But we nailed it. 4x4 DCA strategy. We nailed it again. Let me kind of show you guys 4x4 DCA strategy. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Bada bing, bada boom. And let me just kind of show you guys from here. It's all about perspective of where you are personally with your portfolio, okay? Let me just kind of show you guys from that low to where we are right now. Guess what, guys? I'm still up 121% even after I recognized my initial investment. Boom, took some profits, and I have some free and clear Bitcoin. That free and clear Bitcoin, my friend, is still up 121% over in less than a year, 335 days. So 99 boo-boo, stick your head in doo-doo. If you don't know, now you know. Watch me and Joe, because Joe, I really like that dude. He puts out really good content. And also watch Rama if you want technical stuff. But like, seriously, guys. Yeah, I don't care how that sounds. Whatever. And then all my fudsters that were back there fudding stuff before. Oh, I hate technical analysis people. I hate people that show charts. You hate winning. That's what you hate. That's what you hate. You hate freaking winning. You hate trying to listen to people that actually are better than you. And you know who I'm talking to right now. I said it. Where you at now, chicken butt? Huh? Not you, chicken tacos. I'm talking about somebody else. You all know who I'm talking about. Wink, wink. Yeah, hater. But anyway, yeah. And again, I will say, if it comes back down, I'm ready for that as well. Guys. I have lows here. 16. I'm ready. 10. I'm ready. 4,000 on Bitcoin. You bet your bottom dollar I'm ready. And guess what? I'm ready for the long haul. So for real. And I will not be shook from that tree. While other people are fearful and saying, this is it, this is over, this is blah, blah, blah. Because everybody was saying that back there. Guess what I'll be doing? Deploying capital with money that really is not going to affect me all too much because I'm a profit taker. I hope you are too. If you get anything from this, it's God, that guy's irritating and he talks about taking profits all the time. That's all I hope for. I hope I'm known for that. That guy is so irritating because all he does is talk about taking profits. That's the only thing. I am triggering all of the viewers right now. Getting arrogant as fuck. What's your thoughts on Juno? Is it ever going back to its old days? No, no. A little transparency. I am on the Juno operations subdial that is being worked on and hopefully deployed soon for Juno, which those responsibilities have a plethora of different things. But I think people need to stop looking at like, well, maybe not, because like maybe you bought at 40 something dollars. I don't know. But like for Juno to be successful, it doesn't even need to go back to all-time highs. Like, right? It can go back to 10. I would say Juno's successful if it goes back to 5 or yeah, like that. Actually, let's go take a look at that right now. Actually, let's go take a look at that right now. Skip on over a couple things to go take a look at that right now. So if Juno, then this isn't the best chart ever, but I believe what did Juno launch? What did Juno launch at? Actually, let's go take a look right now at on Osmosis. Let me bring up Osmosis real quick. So I think that was like the life chart. It sounds so weird. It sounds like a dating app. It's like the life chart. Yeah, let me go take a look at this real quick. Yeah, you can trade better on Twitter sentiment. I agree with you on that one too. But yeah, let me bring up Osmosis info right here. Let's take a look at Juno. I believe what was that, like $1 something? Hold on. One day. Is that going to be enough? Yeah. So it launched here. No, yeah, it was like $3. It was like $3 something dollars, right? Open expert. I hope this does it. Go to 1 week. Yeah, okay, here we go. So like yeah, it launched right around $3-ish. If Juno was to go back to like $4 or $5, would you not say that that's success? Like I don't even care about these all-time highs here because again, I'm a profit taker, so I realized all this profit going up and stuff like that. But like if Juno was to go back to what it launched at, I would think that that's a success. You know, if Juno pumps to $1 to $2, my GLTO bag made 5 to 10. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that are correlated to that, which are gonna make it successful. Like I honestly think, I really do think that not that my expectations and my hopes stop there. I really hope it goes back to $10, $20 in the long term, like really long time. I'm not talking about in a decade or whatnot from now, but like we got to be real with ourselves on like what we're expecting. Kind of like Bitcoin. I don't expect to get 1,000% return. I'm expecting on this next run up to get like a 200% move upside on the chart, like percent wise. Like I'm just being real. That would be like $114,000, $120,000 Bitcoin, and I would be absolutely fine with that. Matter of fact, from where we are right now, to be very honest with you guys, with when it comes to Bitcoin, I'm just going to be very, very honest with you guys. If Bitcoin goes back from where we are right now to about 80 something thousand dollars, which is over all time highs, right? I would still be absolutely fine with that. I would think that that's absolutely healthy because you got to look at this, right? To go back to 80 something thousand dollars, that would be, let's just say right there, that'd be 124% gain from where we are right now, you know, to new all-time highs. I'm sorry if you're seeing stuff. I'm trying to use a virtual camera thing. Oh, you can't see it. Sorry. I didn't share my screen. But you know, like that's still all-time. And you got to look at that. You got to look at that and be realistic about your expectations, guys. This is the all-time on the monthly for the Bitcoin chart, right? Like again, every single time we have a halving, the percent moves up, gets cut in a dramatic way, more than half. I'm just going to eyeball this, right? But from the low here, I'm sorry. Let's go from here. Let's bring this out here. From the low here to the half, like from the anticipation phase, from the bottom of the bear to the top of the bull market. That's 12,065% move from that halving, right? 2004, the 2011, 2014, 2015 anticipation phase into 2017's bull market or appreciation phase. Like, let's go into the next one. Right? From the bottom of the anticipation phase to the top of the bull market or appreciation phase, under 2000, 1898 was the percent move. So I didn't even do the math, but if you look at this, like, what are you expecting? I'm expecting like 100%, like 100 something percent move. I even called it out here. 100 something percent move would be crazy. And that's I believe from the top here. I believe that was from the top of the all-time highs in the past here. Is that yeah, it was like that. From the previous all-time highs, it was somewhere around there, 115 or whatever, 120. Like that, I would still take that all day long. And I would expect that. 144. Realistically, I'm conservative, so I'm thinking like 114, 120 would be absolutely fine with that. But I'm even settling for $80,000 to $85,000 Bitcoin. That's just me. I would settle for that all day long. I'd be absolutely happy for that. Guys, I do got to get going here in a little bit. It's almost 4 o'clock. I told myself I wasn't going to go for too much longer than an hour. It's right around 51 minutes since we started streaming. I really do appreciate all of you guys being here. If you guys would do me a huge favor, it's really, really hard out here. It really is. Like, if you guys would like, subscribe, share it out there. Like, it costs you nothing to be supportive. And that's all we're trying to do. If you don't like me, think about liking yourself, because the more people that see these videos, the more things that you're interested in, the more people that get exposure to the things you're interested in, the more chance you have at having your bags get exposure, right? Should help yourself. So don't help me, help yourself. Like, subscribe, support it, hit that little cringy thumbs up button, all this other stuff. I really would appreciate it. Yeah. Let's go into Ethereum. Ethereum back down below $2,000. Again, I'm going to go to the daily time from here. Coming back down to our point of interest, got bought up on that wick here, 1937, that point of interest. Guys, I'm telling you, you don't believe me, I stay on my charts. They stay there for forever. Look how it's playing out. It's playing out until it doesn't. So be a profit taker. We've been sharing these zones with you guys for a long time. We made positions. We took positions. Maneki's already realized his profits. Like, right, we've already secured our initial investment. We're just sitting through it. That's all we're doing, just sitting through it. We're being good. We're being good. By the way, Maneki Neko NFTs V1, one of the only ones that, if I will say this, I'll fucking say this too. One of the only ones throughout this past year and a half, still around with the treasury, still doing exactly what we said we were going to do, still holding everything strong, still active. Guys, we started just above $40,000 with our war chest. We're still at, the last time I shared, I didn't look today, but it's probably down a little bit. We're at 34,000. Not too bad, all things considered, right? The Terra collapse, all these other rug pulls left and right, protocols not working. Not freaking bad. Not freaking bad for everything considered, right? And we're not far from being at to where we basically started, and we would have assets free and clear, just sitting there compounding, making things work. So again, I know a lot, like, I've gotten a lot of people, Tank, do this, do that. It was meant to do very few things. It doesn't need to do a lot of fancy things. Just like V2, I've got some plans, sure, but I'm waiting, right? It doesn't need to be exposed and moved all over the place. It just got to do a few things. That's it. Patience. That's all I'm going to say about that. I need Maneki Neko to 10x. We buy this dip or what? Dude. I need to take Rama up on showing me a few things, by the way. But yeah, we actually do have some plans. I can't say it on my stream because you know how I do things. Let's fly real quickly, guys. Get past ETH. Solana, the only one up today. It's up 9.22%. Really interesting conversation about Solana. Guys, I will be very honest with you guys. I look, 4x4 DCA strategy, right? I shared this. You guys don't believe me. I don't care about the tech. I'm in it for the money sometimes. A lot of times. Okay, to be very honest with you, pretty much all the damn time when it comes to my personal bags. But I showed you guys $20, $14, $9. Like, I shared this a long time ago. It was easy to look at that. It was so easy to look at that and call out those zones there. I didn't get all of them, but man, I'm considering taking profits here. But to be very honest with you, I think that Solana could pop up too. Like, I'm going to be dead. People might hate me for this. I don't care. I don't care about all that other stuff. Just because of the backing, just because of the manipulation, I think it could really pop up to 56 to about $70, and I'm going to take a massive amount of profits on that. I know you're a V2 well. I know it. Atom right now down 1.14. Told you guys, double-digit price point on Atom. Hey, look, I'm not trying to FUD the hub, but let's be real. If you're not taking profits on it, you stupid. We're coming back down right now on the daily time frame to test the 200-day right here on the daily time frame. Obviously, right? That's what we should be doing. That's what we should be expecting when we cut through the 200 SMA. That's a level of resistance, a level of importance that should get back tested. Hopefully, it holds up as support and we can be on our way. I think if it does hold up as support, it has a good chance. It has a really, really good chance of popping to $12 to $14. Not my opinion. Look at the damn chart. Look at the damn chart. When it moves violently, and it moves really, really quickly past these little weak points in the VRPR, whatever you say. Let me see this. VP wall, excuse me. I'm dyslexic and I say things backwards sometimes. But if you look at it, guys, look at how violent these moves are. Like, look, the red dotted line right here, previous support, right? If we can get away from that, if we can hold up as support, just based on the TA. Fundamentals aside, because we know we got stuff we got to deal with, but just based on the TA, right? We could pop really, really violently like we did in the past here. We could pop really, really violently like we did in the past here, and how we dipped through everything here. So I'm telling you guys, we could go, and it could happen really, really. Be ready, be fluid, be like water, my friends. What did Bruce Lee say? Be like water. And by the way, again, I just want to say, 90 boo-boo, stick your head in doo-doo. You see these lines right here? Oh, my hater friends that, it's whatever, Tank. It's over. It blah, blah, blah. Nailed it to a F. I don't know why I'm trying not to swear. To an F and T. To a T right here. DCA strategy. Second zone. Bada bing, bada boom. Excuse me while I fart in the room. Right? Let my haters take in my stench. You know what I'm talking about, Cletus. Y'all don't know it. Don't close the door. You let in the stank out. Damn it. Let it stay. Let it stay. Marinate. Sit in it for a little while. Suckers. Anyway, guys, made a lot of money again, personally. Hit it to a T. But then again, it could rinse and repeat, and it could come back down to here. I'm going to play those levels yet again because I'm a long-termer. Yeah, let's move on from that. Kuji finally having its downtime, if you want to call it a downtime. It came up tremendously from where it was at. But again, we called these. You don't believe me? I hate to be that guy, but I freaking did. And so suck it. Guys, we called out these zones again. You don't believe me? Go back. I'm not going to try to convince you. Go back and watch it. You go do the dirty hunting. Go back, prove me wrong. Go, as Robo likes to hold receipts. Go check your receipts. Go check them. Called them out right here. Bada bing, bada boom. Take profits. I feel good about things, even if it comes back down. I told you guys the interesting thing is you can go on Kujira here and you can see the order books, right? A lot of people pointed that stuff out recently. You can go see what's happening on Kujira. Shout out to Kujira.network, our channel sponsor. You can see NSTK. You can see Local. You can see Wink. You can see Manta. You can see Kuji. You can see all these things. Right here. You have no excuse other than being lazy as hell to not go check it out. Like, this is on Fin, Kujira.network. If you guys want to check it out, USDC, boom, for Kujira, right? I might have to change the RPC, by the way. But you can look at these, look at the buys. $291, $299, $3 worth. There's like $20-something thousand worth of buying orders just on Noble USDC right here. Right? Let's go take a look at the sell pressure. You can see the sell pressure. If it ever comes back up to $4, which, why do you think there's so much sell pressure at $4? You think there's just a good possibility that they're going to manipulate that back up to that range so that they can take profits? Guys, got to understand, whales eat up and or down. Swim with the whales. Don't fight it. You're going to drown, right? Pay attention. Don't over risk. Don't over leverage. Practice proper risk management, and don't fake the funk. Don't fade the funk either, but definitely don't fake it. Unless you're trying to make it, fake it till you make it. God, I'm all on this. Coffee is good today. Jesus. This is what you get when you get little sleep and like me spazzing out. You can see it all here, guys. You can see it all here. Manta. You see Manta. Look at NSTK. Love it. Up 53%. Guys, guess who bought some NSTK? Just because. Like Joe was saying, smaller market cap tokens, man, you can't fade it. You can't fade it. Love it. Absolutely love it, guys. You got nobody to blame but yourself. Unless you actually making those moves. Let's go back into the charts real quickly. Nutsack token. Juno, down 2.82%. I do think it would be realistic if it comes down to 31 cents. Even I'm on the operation sub down and it tested the 200 SMA, totally fine. But it does look like kind of a flaggy pattern, right? Does kind of look like a flaggy pattern on the daily. Interesting. Now, if this flag goes much longer, cancellation, all that. But interesting. Evmos down 1.9. Osmosis down 3.3, 60 cents. Injective up just barely, 15 point, trading at $15.44. And Secret just barely up as well today. Guys, that's what I got for you guys today. Let's all get Kuji tattoos on our NTS. No, I'm too old for all that, dude. I'm too old for all that. I'm way too old for all that. Guys, that's basically what I got for you guys today. Hey, shout outs. I just want to say shout outs to our friends in the Kujira ecosystem. Like, look, I'm going to be real, guys. I'm on the Operation Sub Dial for Juno. That doesn't mean I can't be a fan, right? Doesn't mean I can't be a participant. Doesn't mean anything. But I got to give kudos to not only our channel sponsor, right? Maybe, hey, is that double dipping? Should Juno sponsor this channel and Joe's channel and everybody else? We need to do some marketing, damn it. Anyway, no, I don't think I could get it. But anyway, I'm already on the operations. But anyway, I gotta give a channel sponsor shout out to the Kuji community. Again, bottom of my heart. For months now, you guys have been supporting me because of the positions that we both agree upon and hold morally. Like we practice proper risk management. We practice about sustainability, realistic growth, business decisions, and whatnot. I absolutely love you guys, but I also got to give kudos to not just the team, but the community within Kujira. You guys have been making not only NFTs, but the Cosmos ecosystem a lot more fun lately, right? You guys really have. Shout outs to the Shrimps as far as an NFT project goes. Shout outs to Manta, that was part of the Shrimps that just launched a little while ago. I got me a bunch of those as well. And shout outs to Plucky Penguin. Guys, I got me a Trump. I got me a Trump one. I got me a Trump penguin. It was freaking hilarious. But you guys like it really brought that back and like, yeah. I just gotta say, shout outs to Maneki holders, shout outs to our friends through and through. Guys, don't forget to support our friends who are also content creators like Joe. Definitely needs your support. Check out Abito's work. Abito's an artist. Bad Fat. I got all these guys. All these guys are just freaking great. Signal. Shout outs to Signal, guys. Marketing and just basically gurus in the space. I can't figure out any of their damn NFT projects and the puzzles and stuff like that. But if you guys don't know, they also were the big brains and look and logo and work for NFT Nashville. Like, guys, there's people out here working, grinding that deserve that. I picked up I picked up two, even though I think one was enough, right? I picked up two of the recent Signal mint that you guys had. You guys are killing it. I'm still such a smooth brain. I can't figure it out. Signal says Kujira has been masters of utilizing Stargaze as cultural hub. Still blows my mind how other chains didn't see that opportunity. Yeah, how they didn't see it and how they didn't seize it, right? Everybody trying to be the best at everything instead of just capitalizing and being the best in their own respective corners and utilizing everybody else, right? Like, bless it. We talk about collaborations and we talk about that versus the difference of partnerships. Not that they have a partnership, but like, man, when done right, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Guys, that's what I got for today. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting the stream. Sorry for ranting. Not sorry, though. That's what I do. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share. We're going to get out of here. Peace. Be on the lookout.